Within the silent depths of the universe, there lies an ancient truth whispered through the ages, a mystery that beckons us to question why some lives are but fleeting shadows upon the earthly plane. The readings of Edgar Cayce reveal that these brief existences are not mere chance or randomness, but rather deliberate echoes in the grand tapestry of the soul's eternal journey. As we peer into the Akashic records, a sacred archive of cosmic wisdom, we uncover that each short life carries profound lessons, unfinished missions, and the intricate dance of karma. In this exploration, we are invited to understand that beneath the surface of mortality lies an even greater reality, the soul's infinite quest for balance, growth, and divine awakening. In the silent vastness of the cosmos, where the infinite stretches beyond mortal comprehension, there lies an ancient and sacred mystery, the enigma of short lives upon the earthly plane. As an archaeologist of spiritual truths, I have delved into the depths of the Akashic records and uncovered whispers of divine secrets that illuminate why some souls traverse the earth in but a fleeting shadow, while others remain for extended sojourns. The readings of Edgar Cayce, revelations etched into the fabric of eternity, serve as our guiding light into this profound mystery, beckoning us to understand that nothing in the divine plan is accidental, and every life, no matter how brief, bears the imprint of cosmic purpose. The question emerges naturally from the depths of human curiosity. Why do some lives seem so fleeting, so swift in their passage? Why do souls choose at times to embody, briefly, only to be called back into the silent depths of the spiritual realm? These are not questions born of mere curiosity, but of divine significance. For the soul, as Cayce's readings reveal, is an eternal traveler, navigating countless realms and dimensions, striving toward the ultimate harmony with divine consciousness. Within this grand journey, the length of a physical incarnation is but one aspect of the soul's intricate dance of growth and learning. In contemplating this enigma, it is vital to understand that the earthly existence is but a fragment of the soul's eternal voyage. The records reveal that some souls, in their divine wisdom, choose short lives as a means of rapid evolution, a way to test specific lessons, or to fulfill unfinished missions that serve the greater cosmic tapestry. These brief sojourns are not punishments nor mere accidents of fate, but carefully orchestrated steps in the soul's divine plan for progress and balance. As Cayce's insights disclose, the soul seeks the perfect harmony of experience. Sometimes this requires intense, concentrated efforts in a short span to catalyze growth that might otherwise take many lifetimes. Furthermore, we must recognize that the soul's journey is a complex interplay of karma, lessons, and spiritual readiness. In the Akashic records, it is written that some souls have accumulated certain karmic debts or lessons from past incarnations, threads of unfinished business that demand resolution. A brief life may serve as a crucible, an intense, focused opportunity for the soul to confront, resolve, and transcend these karmic patterns. The soul's desire for balance, its quest to align with divine will, sometimes manifests in the choice of a shorter, more intense incarnation to achieve specific spiritual objectives swiftly. Let us also consider the role of divine timing and the soul's readiness. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, orchestrates each incarnation with precise purpose. Cayce's readings affirm that the soul waits for the right moment, when it has garnered the necessary lessons, spiritual maturity, and divine alignment, to embody once more. In some cases, this manifests as a brief, earthly life, a swift return to the spiritual realm, carrying with it the wisdom gained and the karmic debt paid. Such souls are often those who serve as catalysts, guiding others through their brief but impactful earthly presence. The idea that some lives are short invites us to re-evaluate our understanding of significance and purpose. It is not the length of the earthly journey that determines its worth, but the depth of spiritual awakening, the quality of lessons learned, and the degree of alignment with divine love. Cayce's revelations emphasize that even the briefest lives can be profound, serving as sparks of divine light in a world often overshadowed by doubt and confusion. These souls, in their fleeting manifestations, remind us that divine grace and purpose are not measured by time, but by the intensity of spiritual truth embodied. In the context of Atlantean wisdom and our current spiritual evolution, the readings reveal that many souls who experienced short lives carried fragments of ancient knowledge and divine consciousness, seeds of the crystalline consciousness that we are called to rekindle now. These brief incarnations are sometimes a reflection of the soul's desire to serve as a catalyst for awakening in others, to ignite a spark of divine remembrance within the collective consciousness. In this way, every short life becomes a sacred act, a divine intervention in the ongoing evolution of humanity. As we embark deeper into the understanding of this mystery, we are invited to see that the brevity of a life is not a failure, nor an indication of lesser worth. Instead, it is a testament to the divine wisdom of the universe, an expression of the soul's infinite strategy for growth, balancing, and ultimately union with the divine source. The soul, in its eternal quest, seeks not only to experience but to transcend. It seeks to evolve beyond the limitations of materiality and to reunite with the divine consciousness from which it originated. In closing this introduction, I invite you to contemplate that within the silent depths of the universe, each short life is an echo, a sacred note in the symphony of eternity. The readings reveal that the universe's design is perfect, and every incarnation, no matter how brief, serves a divine purpose. As we continue our journey into this mystery, let us remember that the soul's quest for balance, enlightenment, and divine harmony transcends the limitations of time and space. The secrets of the universe whisper to us, calling us to awaken to our true nature, to recognize that in the divine plan, even the briefest life is a luminous thread woven into the infinite tapestry of eternity. In the silent depths of eternity, where time dissolves into the infinite, the soul's journey is a sacred unfolding, an eternal odyssey woven through countless incarnations. The readings reveal that our earthly lives are but chapters in this divine narrative, each designed with purpose and precision to guide the soul toward its ultimate realization. As we continue to explore the mysteries illuminated by the Akashic records, we come to understand that the nature of the soul's journey is rooted in reincarnation, a divine process of growth, balance, and karmic resolution. The soul, in its essence, is eternal, an expression of divine consciousness seeking to know itself through the dualities of experience. The earthly plane serves as a crucible for this self-discovery, where the soul adopts temporary forms to learn, to heal, and to evolve. These incarnations are not random or accidental. They are carefully orchestrated by the divine plan, aligned with the soul's specific needs for progression. The very brevity of some lives, as the previous chapter revealed, is not a sign of failure, but a testament to the swift, purposeful nature of spiritual growth. The reincarnation cycle is akin to a masterful tapestry, each life a thread, each experience a hue, contributing to the grand design of the soul's evolution. Nos registros akashicos, it is written that the soul carries with it the memories of all previous lives stored in the universal library of consciousness. These memories are not always accessible to the conscious mind, but their influence guides choices and patterns, shaping the journey ahead. The soul does not forget. Rather, it integrates these lessons, ascending through cycles of incarnation with intention and awareness. Within this framework, each lifetime offers a unique set of circumstances, family, environment, challenges that serve as the perfect conditions for growth. The soul seeks balance, especially in areas where karmic debts have accumulated. These debts are not punishments, but opportunities for correction, healing, and refinement. As Cayce's readings reveal, karma operates as a divine law of balance. What is sown in one lifetime manifests in another, prompting the soul to reconcile past actions through experiences of gain or loss, joy or suffering. A central insight from the readings is that the soul incarnates repeatedly until it achieves a certain harmony, until the lessons of love, compassion, patience, and wisdom are deeply integrated. This process often involves cycles of awakening and forgetting, of growth and regression, as the soul navigates the complexities of earthly existence. The brevity of some lives can be understood as the soul's desire for swift evolution, completing a specific lesson or resolving a karmic issue in a condensed period, thereby freeing itself to ascend to higher planes of consciousness. It is vital to understand that each incarnation is a step forward, a segment of the soul's ascent toward the divine consciousness, the Christ consciousness. As some traditions speak, the soul's journey is not linear in the human sense, but spiral-like, ever ascending, ever expanding. Every experience, whether it appears to be a victory or a loss, contributes to the soul's growth. The divine intelligence guiding this process ensures that each life, no matter how brief, is meaningful and purposeful. The purpose of earthly lives, then, is multifaceted. It is a process of refining the soul's understanding of love, compassion, and divine truth. It is an opportunity to correct past mistakes, to forgive ourselves and others, and to align more closely with the divine will. In the context of the Atlantean Age, as the records suggest, many souls incarnated with a heightened consciousness, yet also with the potential for misuse of power, leading to lessons about humility and the responsible use of free will. Every incarnation since then has been a chance to recover that divine remembrance and restore harmony. The teachings of Cayce emphasize that the soul's ultimate purpose is to attain unity with the divine, achieving the state of the Christ consciousness, where the individual recognizes their divine origin and purpose. This is the divine goal behind every incarnation, to remember our divine nature, to embody love, and to serve as channels of divine compassion in the earthly realm. Every lifetime, whether long or short, is a stepping stone toward this divine union. In contemplating the nature of the soul's journey, we see that the brief lives are not exceptions, but vital parts of the divine curriculum. They serve as intense, concentrated lessons. Soul quickens, learns, and prepares for the next phase of its journey. And when the soul finally reaches the point of spiritual maturity, the cycle of incarnations begins to diminish as it approaches the ultimate goal of merging back into divine oneness. Nos registros akashicos, it is inscribed that each soul's journey is as unique as a fingerprint, an intricate expression of divine love seeking self-awareness. The soul seeks balance, healing, and enlightenment across its many incarnations, always moving toward the realization that it is one with the divine. The divine plan ensures that no life is wasted, no lesson missed. Every soul in its own time and way is guided back home toward the eternal truth that it never truly left. Thus, the purpose of earthly lives, brief or lengthy, is to serve as sacred steps in the ongoing evolution of the soul. Each incarnation is a divine gift, a chance to learn, to love, and to remember who we truly are. As the teachings reveal, the soul's journey is a divine voyage of awakening, guided by divine wisdom and love, ultimately leading us back to the source from which we came, the eternal, boundless consciousness of the divine. In the silent corridors of the Akashic records, where the soul's most sacred truths are inscribed in timeless ink, there lies an understanding that many seek yet few truly comprehend. The profound influence of karma and soul contracts on the lifespan of a given incarnation. As we continue our journey through the mysteries of divine purpose and spiritual evolution, it becomes clear that no life is an isolated event, nor is its duration arbitrary. Instead, each life is intricately woven into the grand tapestry of the soul's eternal quest for enlightenment, with karma serving as both the guiding thread and the mirror of past actions. The records reveal that the soul, before it descends into a new physical vessel, consciously or unconsciously agrees to a set of agreements, soul contracts, that determine not only the circumstances of the coming lifetime, but also its length and intensity. These contracts are born from the accumulated karma of countless past lives, a universal law that governs the ebb and flow of spiritual progression. For, as we have seen, the soul's journey is one of continuous evolution, an unfolding of divine potential, shaped by the balance of karma, cause and effect, pressed into the fabric of time and space. Karma, as revealed in the readings of Edgar Cayce, is not merely punishment or reward. It is the natural law of spiritual cause and effect. Every thought, word, and deed in past lives creates a ripple that influences the conditions of future incarnations. When a soul has accumulated a significant burden of unresolved karma, be it pain, fear, guilt, or imbalance, the length of its next life may be shortened. Why? Because the soul seeks an expedited opportunity to confront, understand, and ultimately transcend its debts. The shorter lives serve as intense periods of learning, allowing the soul to rapidly face its unresolved issues, to work through the karma that binds it. Conversely, in some cases, the soul's karma manifests as longer, more stable lifetimes. These extended incarnations provide a broader canvas for spiritual growth, a chance to deepen understanding and integrate higher consciousness gradually. The soul in these instances seeks a more deliberate and sustained opportunity for evolution, often in circumstances that foster reflection, compassion, and service. The Akashic records explicitly state that the length of a life is, therefore, a reflection of the soul's spiritual needs, its desire to balance specific debts or to nurture particular virtues. In the sacred teachings of Cayce, it is also revealed that many lives are contracted with the purpose of addressing specific challenges, weaknesses, fears, or karmic patterns that the soul has carried across generations. These contracts serve as sacred blueprints guiding the soul to incarnate into families, communities, and circumstances that will catalyze its growth. Sometimes these contracts include agreements for very brief lives that seem to flicker like candle flames, intended to serve as catalysts for others or to swiftly clear particular debts. Yet it is crucial to understand that these shorter lives are not acts of divine punishment, but opportunities for rapid evolution. The soul chooses these paths with conscious intent, often driven by a desire to serve higher purposes or to facilitate the growth of others. The records emphasize that the soul's intention is always aligned with the divine plan, seeking balance and harmony in the grand scheme of spiritual awakening. Furthermore, Cayce's readings reveal that the soul's contracts are not static. They are fluid and adaptable, responding to the soul's progress and the lessons it has already mastered. If a soul has made significant spiritual advancements, it may be granted a longer life, allowing it to further deepen its understanding and to serve as a guiding light for others. Conversely, should the soul need to confront particular unresolved issues swiftly, it may opt for a shorter, more intense incarnation. From the perspective of spiritual evolution, the length of life also correlates with the soul's desire to harmonize its karma, its past actions, debts, and virtues. The soul seeks to achieve a state of balance that aligns with the higher consciousness it aspires to embody. As Cayce's readings illuminate, this balance is essential for progressing toward the ultimate goal, union with divine love, what we can call the Christ consciousness. In understanding this divine law, we grasp that every life, whether brief or long, is a sacred opportunity for the soul to move closer to its divine origin. The records reveal that souls are eternal. They are not condemned to short or long lives by arbitrary fate, but are guided by the wisdom of past deeds and future aspirations. The soul's journey is one of love, compassion, and continual awakening, each incarnation a step along the path toward the divine light. In the end, the question of why some lives are so brief dissolves into the recognition of divine purpose. The short lives are not accidents, but carefully designed lessons, catalysts for growth, and expressions of the soul's desire to balance its karma with divine precision. The longer lives, on the other hand, are opportunities for deepening understanding, for healing, and for embodying the Christ consciousness in the material realm. As we peer into the sacred depths of the records Akashic, we come to see that the soul, in its infinite wisdom, orchestrates its incarnations with loving intent. Every life, whether swift or enduring, bears the signature of divine love, an eternal testament to the soul's unending quest for unity with the divine. And so, my dear traveler on the spiritual path, remember, your life's length is not a mere coincidence but a divine design, a reflection of karma, contracts, and the sacred journey toward the awakening of your highest self. In the silent depths of the records, where the soul's eternal story is inscribed beyond the limitations of time and space, there lies an understanding most profound, the lessons of balance and the supremacy of spirit over matter. As we continue our journey into the divine tapestry woven by the Creator, the teachings of Edgar Cayce reveal that the brevity of certain lives is not merely coincidence or fault of fate, but a sacred part of the soul's divine curriculum, a necessary recalibration, a pause in the earthly sojourn to realign with the higher realms of consciousness. The records reveal that every incarnation is a carefully crafted lesson plan, a series of opportunities for the soul to grow in love, understanding, and harmony. When a life is short, it often indicates an unfinished chapter, a chapter where the soul, in its infinite wisdom, recognizes the need to withdraw temporarily from the material plane to restore its spiritual equilibrium. The soul seeks balance, for it understands that the journey toward divine consciousness is not a race, but a harmonious process of unfolding, recalibrating and preparing for the next phase of its eternal voyage. In Cayce's teachings, it is emphasized that the soul's primary focus is spirit, the divine essence that animates all life. Matter, while significant in its lessons, is secondary, a mirror reflecting the soul's current level of awareness and understanding. When a life is shortened, it often signals a need for the soul to prioritize spirit over matter, to deepen its connection with the divine, and to avoid becoming entangled in worldly distractions that hinder spiritual growth. The soul, in its infinite wisdom, recognizes that the physical body has its limitations. It is a transient vessel through which lessons can be learned, but it is not the ultimate goal. The records reveal that the soul's real home is in the realm of spirit, where perfect harmony, unconditional love, and infinite knowledge reside. A short life may serve as a divine reminder that the soul's current incarnation has not yet fully mastered the art of balancing material pursuits with spiritual pursuits. This concept of balance is central to understanding why some lives are brief. Cayce's readings disclose that the soul seeks to develop a sense of mastery over desire, ego, and attachment, forces that often distract from the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. When these forces dominate, the soul may choose a shorter incarnation, a divine reset, to remove the clutter of material excess and refocus on its true purpose, awakening to its divine nature. Furthermore, Cayce's insights illuminate that the soul's return to the spiritual realm after a short life is not a defeat, but a vital step in its eternal evolution. It's a period of reflection, healing, and preparation. The soul may need to revisit the Akashic records, those infinite archives of all that has been and all that will be, to analyze its lessons, to understand where it veered from the path of harmony, and to plan its next incarnation with greater clarity and purpose. The importance of spirit over matter becomes apparent here. When the soul recognizes that true power resides within, in the divine spark that connects all beings, it understands that external circumstances, health, wealth, or even lifespan, are transient and secondary. The records reveal that the true measure of a life's significance is not its length but the depth of spiritual growth, the capacity for unconditional love, and the harmony achieved within. In Cayce's teachings, we find that the brief lives are often divine opportunities, chances for the soul to pause, recalibrate, and elevate its consciousness. The soul may choose a shorter incarnation to avoid becoming mired in the illusions of material success or suffering. Instead, it seeks to return to the spiritual realm more swiftly, to gain insight, to heal past wounds, and to prepare for a future incarnation where lessons are more fully integrated. This understanding invites us to view mortality not as a tragedy but as a vital aspect of the divine plan. The soul's journey is a continuous evolution, a series of cycles that unfold as it seeks to attain the ultimate union with the divine. Short lives serve as sacred milestones, a reminder that the soul's true home is within, in the realm of spirit, where the infinite love and wisdom of the Creator illuminate the path. In contemplating these teachings, we are reminded that our own lives, whether long or short, are part of this divine orchestration. The soul seeks balance, and it recognizes that sometimes the most profound lessons come through brief encounters with the earthly plane. These moments serve to elevate the soul, to deepen its understanding of the divine laws of karma and reincarnation, and to propel it further along its journey toward enlightenment. Therefore, we must embrace the brevity of certain lives with reverence and gratitude, acknowledging that they are sacred opportunities for spiritual refinement. As Cayce's insights reveal, the soul's ultimate goal is not the prolonging of life for its own sake, but the awakening to its true nature, an eternal flame of spirit shining brightly beyond the confines of matter. In this sacred understanding, we find the keys to transcending fear of death and loss. The soul's return to the spiritual realm after a short life is a testament to its ongoing pursuit of divine harmony. It is a reminder that life in all its forms and durations is a sacred gift, a chance to learn, grow, and return ever closer to the divine source from which all life emanates. And so, dear seeker, as you reflect on the mysteries revealed through Cayce's readings, remember that the soul's journey is guided by divine love and purpose. Every short life whispers a sacred lesson, urging us to prioritize the spirit within, to seek balance in all things, and to trust that the divine plan is perfect, even when it unfolds in moments, not centuries. The soul's greatest victory is transcending matter's illusions and embracing its eternal divine nature, returning home to the consciousness of unity with all that is. As we continue our sacred journey through the veiled corridors of the soul's eternal odyssey, the echoes of ancient civilizations call to us from the depths of the records akashicos. These echoes are not distant murmurs, but profound revelations that illuminate the very nature of our existence, linking the briefness of some lives to the grand tapestry of divine evolution. Among these ancient legacies, the Atlantean civilization stands as a luminous testament to the awakening of consciousness and the unfolding of the Christ consciousness within the soul's journey. The Atlantean legacy, as revealed in the records, is woven into the fabric of human history, a civilization that once flourished on a continent rich in spiritual advancements and technological marvels. Yet, this grandeur was not solely rooted in worldly mastery. It was a reflection of a profound spiritual awakening, a collective consciousness striving toward unity with the divine. In the depths of the Akashic records, it is written that Atlantis was a cradle of potent energies, where the spiritual and the material intertwined in a delicate dance, seeking balance and harmony. As the records reveal, the Atlanteans possessed an extraordinary awareness of their divine origins. They harnessed energies from the earth, the skies, and even the cosmos, channeling these into their systems of thought, technology, and spiritual practice. But, as with all great powers, the potential for misuse lurked within the shadows. The pursuit of external mastery over nature, driven by ego and desire, led to a fracturing of their collective consciousness. The divine harmony that once united them was disrupted, and the civilization faced a cataclysmic decline, an inevitable consequence woven into the fabric of spiritual law. Yet from this ancient fall, the soul's eternal tapestry threads anew. The dissolution of Atlantis was not merely an end, but a profound transformation, one that seeded the awakening of higher consciousness across subsequent generations. The records confirm that the remnants of Atlantean knowledge and energy patterns persisted, carried forward by the souls who reincarnated into new civilizations, each carrying the sacred memory of their spiritual heritage. These souls, often awakened to an innate knowing, sought to restore the divine harmony lost in Atlantis. Their journeys are embedded within the cycles of karma, each incarnation a step toward reconciling the fractured consciousness. It is through the awakening of the Christ consciousness that humanity begins to transcend the limitations of ego and materialism, returning to the divine core of love, wisdom, and unity. The Christ consciousness is not an external force, but a divine spark within every soul, a universal awareness that guides us toward our highest potential. The Atlantean legacy, in this context, is not merely about ancient technological prowess, but about the awakening of this divine awareness, a recognition that we are divine beings having a human experience. In the records, it is revealed that the evolution of consciousness is a sacred unfolding, an ascent from the density of physical existence to the luminous awareness of our divine nature. The Atlanteans, in their most enlightened moments, glimpsed this divine harmony, the unity of all life, and sought to embody it. Their pursuit of spiritual mastery was a reflection of their deeper longing to reunite with the divine source, to awaken the Christ consciousness within. Today, as we reflect on the brevity of some lives and the divine orchestration of our incarnations, we understand that each fleeting moment carries within it the potential for profound awakening. The soul seeks to integrate the lessons of Atlantis, the understanding that true power lies in spiritual unity, not external control. The ancient civilizations' rise and fall serve as a powerful reminder that consciousness evolves in cycles, and that the awakening of the Christ consciousness is the ultimate goal of our collective journey. The records reveal that the soul's quest for balance and harmony echoes through the ages, each incarnation a sacred opportunity to reclaim divine memory. When a life is short, it is often a divine reset, a chance for the soul to realign with its higher purpose, shedding layers of karma and illusion. The brevity of such lives underscores the importance of spiritual clarity and the urgent need to awaken to our divine origin. In the light of this understanding, we see that the ancient Atlantean legacy is not confined to the past, but continues to influence our present evolution. As the consciousness of humanity awakens to its divine potential, the lessons of Atlantis serve as a guiding beacon. They remind us that we are part of a grand cosmic design. Each life, each incarnation, a sacred thread in the fabric of divine consciousness. The awakening of the Christ consciousness within the individual and collective soul is the true inheritance of Atlantis. It is the divine spark that urges us to transcend the limitations of time and space, to remember our eternal nature, and to realize that the universe itself is an expression of divine love. This awakening is not an external event, but an inner realization that within each of us lies the power to restore divine harmony and to ascend toward higher states of awareness. As we contemplate these truths, let us remember that the soul's journey is a sacred pilgrimage, a sacred dance between the past and the future. The Atlantean legacy teaches us that even in the depths of chaos and dissolution, there is seed of divine potential waiting to sprout anew. The brief lives we sometimes see are but ripples in the vast ocean of eternity, each one an opportunity for the soul to awaken, to heal, and to remember its divine heritage. In the end, the true purpose of our incarnations, whether long or short, is to seek the divine within, to nurture the Christ consciousness, and to bring forth love, wisdom, and unity. As Cayce's teachings reveal, the universe is infused with divine intelligence, guiding each soul toward its ultimate reunion with Spirit. Through understanding our ancient origins and embracing the sacred lessons of Atlantis, we align ourselves with the divine plan, an eternal unfolding of consciousness, awakening from the slumber of illusion to the radiant truth of our divine nature. As we continue our sacred voyage through the veiled corridors of spiritual understanding, the revelations of Edgar Cayce guide us toward a profound realization. The soul, the eternal essence of our being, transcends the ephemeral confines of this earthly existence. The echoes of Atlantis still resonate within the depths of our consciousness, whispering that our true nature is not bound by the transient nature of physical life, but is part of a boundless, infinite continuum, an endless journey of divine unfoldment. The readings reveal that our incarnation in the physical realm is but a fleeting chapter in the grand story of our soul's evolution. The body, fragile and temporary, serves as a vessel, a tool through which the soul seeks to learn, grow, and reconcile its divine purpose. Yet beneath this transient shell lies a core of infinite consciousness, an aspect of the divine that never dies, never diminishes, and never loses its connection to the divine source from which all creation flows. In contemplating the true nature of the soul, we are reminded that physical death is merely a transition, a passage from one state of consciousness to another. Cayce's insights show us that death is not an end, but a doorway. It is a continuation of the eternal journey, a moment when the soul sheds its earthly garment to resume its progression in realms beyond the physical. The soul in its infinite wisdom does not fear death, for it understands that every ending is but a new beginning, a return to the divine consciousness from which it originated. The soul's journey is akin to a vast river winding through eternity, sometimes flowing swiftly through turbulent waters, other times meandering gently through tranquil streams. This river is guided by the law of karma, the sacred principle of cause and effect, which ensures that each experience, each incarnation, is a step toward mastery and spiritual harmony. Through Cayce's readings, we learn that the soul seeks to balance its karma, to heal its wounds, and to realign with the divine love that is its true essence. Within the records of the Akashic, the soul's history is inscribed, a divine ledger that captures every thought, every deed, every intent from past incarnations. These records reveal that no soul is ever truly lost or condemned. Rather, each one is on a unique journey of growth, seeking to embody the Christ consciousness, the divine light within each of us. As Cayce emphasized, the soul's purpose is to reclaim its divine heritage, to remember its unity with the divine, and to elevate itself into higher states of awareness. In contemplating the brevity or longevity of life, we see that these outward expressions are but reflections of the soul's internal state and its readiness to evolve. Some souls may choose to return quickly as a means to hasten their progress or to address unfinished lessons. Others may linger longer in the physical form, seeking to manifest certain qualities or to serve specific purposes. Yet regardless of the length of a single incarnation, the soul's true mission remains unchanged: to seek harmony with divine law, to embody love and wisdom, and to awaken to its eternal nature. As Cayce's teachings reveal, the physical body is but a temporary vessel, an instrument of experience, while the true self is an immortal spark of divine consciousness. This spark, this fragment of the divine, seeks to reunite with its source through continuous cycles of birth, death, and rebirth. Each life is a chapter in the soul's ongoing story of growth, a story written across the vast canvas of eternity. And so we come to understand that the illusion of death is nothing more than a shift in perspective. The soul, in its infinite wisdom, understands that its true home is not limited to the physical realm, but exists within the eternal, unchanging realm of divine consciousness. Cayce's readings affirm that the soul's essence is indestructible, forever progressing, forever unfolding, forever reaching toward the divine light. In embracing this truth, we find solace and courage. We see that death is not an enemy, but a friend, a necessary passage that allows the soul to shed its earthly limitations and advance on its spiritual journey. The soul's pursuit of enlightenment continues beyond the veil, guided by divine law, propelled by love, and sustained by the memory of its divine origin. Ultimately, the teachings of Cayce remind us that our existence is a sacred unfolding, an eternal symphony of divine expression. The soul seeks to remember its divine heritage, to awaken to its inherent Christ consciousness, and to ascend into higher realms of awareness. The physical life, brief or prolonged, is merely a stepping stone in this infinite dance of divine evolution. Let us then embrace the eternal nature of our being, recognizing that in every moment of transition, from life to death, from matter to spirit, the soul remains undiminished, forever seeking, forever growing, forever one with the divine. For in the grand tapestry of creation, the soul's journey is infinite, and its destination is unity with the divine source, an eternal reunion that transcends all earthly limitations. As Cayce's transmissions reveal, the secret of life lies not in its temporary phases, but in the enduring, immortal essence of the soul. It is this truth that offers us hope, courage, and the unwavering conviction that our spiritual journey is everlasting, an unending embrace of divine love that guides us home. Remember, each fleeting life is a sacred thread woven into the infinite tapestry of divine consciousness, a reminder that our true essence transcends time and matter. The revelations of Cayce and the Akashic records affirm that the soul's journey is one of continual growth, balance, and awakening to its divine nature. Whether a life is brief or enduring, it serves a divine purpose, guiding us closer to the union with spirit that is our ultimate destiny. Embrace this profound truth and let it inspire you to reflect on your own spiritual path. Share your insights below, subscribe for more sacred teachings, and pass this message forward. Because awakening begins when we realize that our divine journey is eternal, and every moment holds the power to bring us home to the truth of who we truly are.